Hey, I am just going to talk to you a little bit about my skin cancer that I had removed right up here. That was yesterday morning that I had the surgery, and it was I think it's called the Mohs, M-O-H-S or something. It's where they take some and then they take it back and test it to see if all the edges are clean, so that they know whether or not they've gotten it all. And so luckily he got it all on the first go around. It was a dermatologist here in town that is rather new to me. I went to him before to get it biopsied, and I knew that the Mohs was the way to go, and he does that in his practice, and so he did it. And he stitched it up, and he sent me home yesterday. I thought about making a little bit of a video yesterday, but boy, once the shot wore off and everything, it was a little bit sore, and plus the nurse had, bless her heart, she had bandaged me all the way across, like I was Axl Rose on Guns N' Roses, and I had a bandana tied across my head. And like below my eyebrows even, the tape went. And I'm like, all night I was like, I can't hardly look above this. I had to sleep like that. And then this morning, I was kind of scared to look at it. I'm going to pull into here to CVS because I need some bandages and some polysporin or whatever. Bacitracin, whatever you call the antibiotic ointment. I didn't have it this morning, and I had to use Vaseline. So, and also I have a 30% off my total purchase in here. So, that's what I'm going to do. So, I just wanted to share with you my journey here. I was telling Vicki that I didn't think I'd be making videos for a while because it's going to take a while for this to heal. So, let me just get up here and show you a little bit. So it was really tiny. It was really small. So it's right next to my old one that I had, like, I don't even know, 15 to 20 years ago, maybe. Something like that. Maybe 12. I don't know, 12 to 17 years ago. That would be my best guess. And this one, they didn't stitch or anything. They just scooped it out, and then they didn't send me home with any instructions on how to care for it. So I just, after a few days of wearing a Band-Aid, I just let it be, and I didn't keep it. And I remember my friend Jan saw me one day, and she goes, what are you doing about that? And I said, well, they didn't say to do anything about it. And she said, well, her sister is a nurse, and she said, well, my sister says you should keep something on it, like some Aquifer or something. And so then I started at that point doing that, but it was too late, I think. It just healed really badly. And so I noticed a spot that came up. And I wanted to talk to you about this. Remember I had that Lay's MD done? Well, I'm afraid that spurred this on. And I asked him about that. I said, well, this is suspiciously close to right after I was healed up from the Lay's MD. It seemed like 2 or 3 weeks later, this little red bump came out right here. And then that red bump started getting kind of scaly. And it wouldn't heal for a couple weeks. And then we went out to Utah. So I biopsied it as soon as we got back. And then as soon as that came back that it was a squamous cell, which is a little worse apparently than the basal cell. This one was a basal cell. And this was the very, very beginnings of a squamous cell, he said. And so luckily we got in there early. But even getting in there early, I mean, I think there's 3 stitches in there. So he was going to try. He had me go like this so that he could see where my natural wrinkles were, and he was going to try to hide the scar in a wrinkle, but he ended up going diagonally instead of across. I don't know that it matters really anyway, but it was bigger than I thought when he first showed it to me yesterday. I was like, oh, that's a little scary looking. And plus, when he showed it to me, it was still all swollen and everything around it. And so then they slapped that big white bandage, like all the way from all the way over here and then over to here. She taped my hair and everything, my eyebrows. I'm like, wow, did I do something to offend this woman? Why did she do that? But anyway, never mind. She probably didn't mean anything. Maybe that's what she had to do. But anyway, so I slept with it like that last night. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So about the Lay's MD, I said, do you think that had anything to do with this? Because that's kind of suspiciously close to when I had that done. And he said, well, at first, the first time I talked to him about it, when he biopsied it, he said, what's Lay's MD? And I thought, this is not a good start. And so he looked it up. I said, well, that's just the brand name of whatever laser they did on my face. And he looked it up and he said, well, that's a fractional laser. So then I asked him about it when I, yesterday, when I had this done. And I said, do you think that contributed to anything? And he said, well, it could have. He said, because these can come out as a result of trauma to the face or the skin, trauma to the skin, and that would be, I guess, considered a trauma to the skin. So I think that I'm done with irritating my skin to that level anymore, because I don't know. Maybe it's good that it purged it out earlier rather than later. I don't know. Also, he said that in the report that I read, it was right next to the beginnings of a little mole too. So I guess he got rid of that too. I don't know. And so this morning, I keep getting to this story. So I slept last night, and everything was fine. I was a little scared to take off the bandage, because when I first saw it yesterday, after he had first done it, it looked pretty angry and Frankensteinish. So anyway, I took it off this morning, and there was blood still. I mean, there was betadine everywhere, which, made me look like I had a big bruise, which that washed right off. And then there was blood. There was blood. Globs of blood all around it. And I thought, good lands, what is it that big? I was thinking it was like the size of a quarter, according to where the blood was. I know y'all are probably grossed out by me talking about this, but he said you could wash with dial soap because of the antibacterial properties, so I did. So I washed it very gently, and I got like one of those little cotton pads, and put some soap and water on that and kind of rubbed around, not on the incision, but around it to get all the blood off. And it looked much better once I got all that off. And then he had sent me home with some little silicone, like a strip of silicone that you cut off every day. So every day I will wash it and then can you see the strip? It's like a flesh colored strip of silicone that just goes over the whole thing, kind of like a band-aid. And I was afraid that it wasn't going to stay on, but it has. It's stayed on all day so far, which has been a few hours. Well, it's more than a few hours. It's been on since this morning, and it's about 2, so it's stayed on. And he says you can even reuse them, but I'm gonna go check in here and see if they have some more, because I would like that to heal as good as it can. And so that gives me hope. He did send me home with instructions of how to take care of it, which is better than the dermatologist that did this one years ago. So anyway, so I was talking to Vicky. I think that I keep starting stories and then not finishing them, but I was talking to Vicky, and I told her that I might not be on, and she said, oh, well, it'd be nice if we could come along with you on your scar journey. Well, let's see how well we can get this scar to heal. And so I might as well show you. And also, he told me that, I said, I don't understand it, because I've worn at least 30 block sunscreen since I was probably about 22 or so. And I said, so why is all this coming now? I said, is this accumulated stuff that's coming out from years and years and years ago, like before then, when I was a kid? And he said, yes, that does happen. He said it comes out from before you were 20 years old. It will come out now. So that's something to look forward to. So also he told me about this supplement that I guess has been getting some hype in the past couple of years. NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide. It's something that I guess our body produces, something like that, and that helps it. And it's supposed to be good for your skin. It's supposed to be anti-cancer, anti-aging, all this stuff. He says he takes it every day. And so I ordered some of that from Amazon, and I'll show that to you when it comes in. And I'll insert some pictures of what it looked like yesterday. Well, not the actual, I didn't want to gross everybody out, but I will show you my crazy bandage that she sent me home with. Anyway, I'm going to run in here to CVS. If I find anything good, I'll come show it to you. Okay, so I got out of CVS, and this is what I got with and I got 30% off of my purchase. Nothing really exciting. I got some more fingernail polish remover. I had the powder dip French tips on for a while, but I'm letting them breathe now. I got this. So it's the funny thing, Jeff has tennis elbow, which is on this side of the elbow, and I have what's called golfer's elbow on the inside that hurts. And I bought one of these copper sleeves the other day, but it was the only size they had was a large, and so I wore it, and it actually made my elbow feel better, but it was a little bit too big. So I'm going to give that one to Jeff, and then they had a medium, so I'm going to try that one. And they did have the silicone stuff that I was looking for, and I got two things. So last year, oh, for heaven's sake, did I get it? I got the wrong thing. I got some polysporin, which I need that every day when I wash it. I'm going to put a little layer of that over there. And I got this, I picked up this scar treatment serum, but I really got this for the scar on my leg where I had the little skin cancer last year on my leg. I know, I'm just falling apart. But I've got to keep after it. We got to keep just cutting it off. I've got to go back in there and get the silicone. Well, maybe not, because Jeff and I are actually going to run to Costco and buy some food, because I've just cleaned out the pantry and we have room for it now. So maybe I'll check there and see if they have that silicone stuff. Talking about giving my nails a break. I thought, well, these are really pretty and cute, and I might just get those, because they look like the color of my favorite Essie polish, which is Mademoiselle. And so I thought that would be a cute thing to get. And then I wanted to try these Kiss Look So Natural in 03. I'm a little worried that the band is too thin. Sometimes if the band is too thin, they're just hard to get on right. But hopefully that'll be okay. And I got another Kiss black glue, the liner glue, which I love so much. I got this little Arches and Halos eyebrow. The dye from when I dyed my eyebrows is now pretty much gone, and so I've been having to put some brow color on again. And so I got this one, which was Mocha Blonde. I thought it looked good. Oh, I watched a video on the best dry shampoos, and of course Batiste is hard to beat. Also, that I've been using the Not Your Mother's dry shampoo. But this one comes in the scent Bear, and people were saying, oh, that it smells really good, and it does. It smells really good. So I got that. And then I got a couple of LA Girls lip liners, because I can never have enough lip liners. One in kind of a mauve and one in a nude. So I'm going to try those. And I got a Wet n Wild lipstick in kind of a pink. And so that'd look good with the other. Okay, yeah, I thought I had, and then one in a nude. So this will go with both of those lip liners, I think. I wonder if she would still use that 30% off if I went in there and got that silicone that I forgot. Maybe I could return all this and have her do that. I don't know. I am that kind of person. I'm gonna go ask. Okay, so I went back in, and no, she could not make that work. But she said that pharmacy things wouldn't have been applied to that 30% off anyway. And I bought this Scar Away silicone patch things like that. Anyway, he gave me a little strip, but I just don't think it's enough to get me through. So I bought that, and it was not cheap. And while I was there, I looked on my CVS app to see if I had any coupons for it, and I did not. And so it was about 24 bucks or something, I think. But I think that those things do tend to work. Every now and then I just go like this and like make sure it's like pushed down good on it, because there's no sticky to it. It's just like kind of wet when you put it on, and it just kind of clings to you. It does a good job of staying on. I remember that I ordered some of these actually from Amazon last year so I had the whole fiasco last year with the leg skin cancer, where I went and got it done in Nashville at the fancy dermatologist place. And then I went out to Utah, and I've got to get over a truck. Good lands. Boy, he sped up. And so I went out there. Well, actually, I got the biopsy. Then we went out there to visit family, and then and that was a short like weekend trip. And then we came back and like immediately went to. Oh, that's when we got stranded in Disney World, because we were snowed in from. We couldn't fly home because of snow, and so we flew to Florida instead. But while we were there, then some of our grandkids came down, and kids, and I remember I kept squatting down all the time to pick them up, and my little leg stitches broke, and it just splayed open. And by the time I got back in to see that dermatologist, she said it was too late. She couldn't sew it back up. And so I had the hardest time getting that thing to heal. It was just like an open wound for a long time. I mean, I was bandaging it and trying to pull it together with the Band-Aid and stuff. But it wasn't until I started putting these silicone sheets on it every day and wearing it day and night, and then it started to heal up. It started closing up. And so I'm a big believer in these silicone strips if you have a wound that you need to heal, or a scar that you want to flatten out. It's supposed to, it says silicone scar sheets. Oh, I have the turn signal. I guess I should go. Shouldn't be doing my commercial right now. It's supposed to help with redness and itching and just healing in general. And it keeps it moist so that it heals more evenly, I think. Anyway, so that's about it. That's it for today. This is the day after, so day 2, I guess, of my scar. And hopefully it will just keep healing and not get in my way too much of what I want to do. And I will talk to y'all later. I hope you're having a great week so far. Take care.